Yeah, that's basically what we do.
Yeah.
And then we start over.
Cool.
And we just keep at it, and eventually we get there. But anyway, welcome to Loops. So glad to have you all join us this week. As you can tell, I'm not with Pastor Justin, thank God. I am with Vicar Maddie. Vicar Maddie is joining us. She is our new pastoral intern, like a student pastor, learning how to be a pastor here at United. You've been here for?
Yeah, almost a little over a month.
Great. And where did you come from?
Kenyon, so just south a little ways.
All right. What was it, like home church?
Hegri.
Oh, yeah, Hegri. I
Yeah.
actually did my internship 25 years ago at Hegri Lutheran. Was one of my churches I was there. So
Yeah.
I knew Vicar Maddie's parents 25 years ago and her grandparents. I think that's it.
Yeah, don't ask how old I was.
Yeah, it was a few years ago. But anyway, great to have you here. So I give you a choice of, you could pick, which virtue you wanted to talk about today, and you picked?
You did. I picked kindness.
Which is a great choice. Any particular reason behind that choice?
It was between kindness and charity, and kindness sounded like the easier one to talk about.
Perfect. That is always the right way to make a decision, I think.
Keep it simple.
Of course. That's the whole idea. So yeah, we're going to talk about kindness.
We are.
Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Well, actually, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So you prepped me to come into this with examples of kindness in my
Right.
life. What's an example, or who's someone who you find to be kind, or what's an example of kindness?
Okay, so for my hero, I would say, of kindness is the entire city of San Francisco in 2013.
All right, that's
Yep.
very
The
specific.
entire, pretty much at least 12,000 people, maybe not the entire city, but I know the mayor was involved, and a ton of city leaders, and again, like 12,000 people showed up for this occasion.
You want to give me some context?
So, do you know the Bat Kid?
I have not heard of the Bat Kid.
13 years ago. So I'm not, you're a little bit younger.
A little bit.
Yep. So this guy was 5 years old in 2013. He had just, I don't know, I think his name was Elliot? Mm-hmm. Anyway, Elliot, we'll call him that. He had cancer at a very young age, I think some kind of leukemia. And while he was going through it, he had to do a Make-A-Wish. And so the idea of the Make-A-Wish was when he was done, when he was healthy, he'd get to go and be Bat Kid and work with Batman. And, basic, fun, Make-A-Wish thing.
Yeah.
Always great. All those people involved are always kind. What made this kind of that double thing is social media can sometimes be the worst thing ever. But in this situation, in 2013, the organizers put it out on social media that there's this 5-year-old kid that wants to act like Batman for the day. And the entire city just showed up for it. Everybody. I mean, it was just amazing. So they made it a little bit of a surprise. He knew it was going to kind of happen, but he didn't know the day. So they just thought he was picking up his costume. But then Batman shows up at his hotel room, and he's got to follow Batman as Batman's Bat Kid on this adventure. And he fights Riddler, and he fights the Penguin, and he saves a damsel in distress, and he gets to ride around and made Batmobiles. And again, thousands and thousands of people came to cheer him on. You can see it all in the video. It's just that kind of moment where you see that, yeah, people are kind. I mean, people are good. There's this people, when you give them the opportunity, people are going to show up. So yeah, the entire city of San Francisco in 2013 is my hero.
Wow, they had that whole adventure just set up and ready for him.
An entire day. I think it ended at one of their baseball parks. I'm not a big baseball guy, but the Candlestick Park?
You're asking the wrong person.
Justin should be here for that. He can tell us. But I think it ended at one of the big stadiums in San Francisco. And the entire place was filled with people cheering on Bat Kid.
That's
and he got
awesome.
the key to the city. Yeah, it's just the nicest, kindest thing. So that was my example, my hero of kindness. What's yours?
So actually, I have some really, really close friends who are tremendously kind. And my example of this, or what prompted this memory for me, was I remember one time where I love my dad dearly, but he sent me to the state fair at 13 years old.
Sure.
With 7 sheep and 21 pigs.
Not having ever taken any animals to the state fair. Is that a lot, I'm assuming, then?
That's
Just
a lot.
from context? Okay.
That's
more than you'd expected a 13 to take.
more than most people would think would be normal. So I am a little...
How many sheep? Say the number again.
7 sheep.
7 sheep and 13 pigs.
21 pigs.
21. Full-size pigs?
Full-size pigs, yeah.
Sorry, I wanted to let you tell your story, but what does that mean that you are taking them? Like obviously you're not driving them, but you're the handler, you're in charge?
Yes.
You've got to know where they are at all times?
So that means once I get to the state fair, I'm the only person there taking care of them. So I have to get them fed, bathed, ready for the show. It means I have to shear my sheep. I have to do the whole bit.
And honestly, at 13, nobody else do you have a little bit of help here and there, or it really is?
Well, we're getting there.
All right, we're getting there. All right.
I'll
let you tell your story.
It was just me.
Yeah.
And so there was a curfew of 11 o'clock, and I was pretty frantically trying to get everything ready for the show and get all of these animals taken care of because the show was the next day for both of these.
Gotcha.
And I had seen a couple of my advisors or, teachers who were in charge had passed by me, and they had looked at their watch, and it was about 10 minutes to 11, and they just kind of pretended they didn't see me and went on their way.
Gotcha.
And it was at this point, as this is all happening, that my friends, Emily and Ella, walk past, and they see, oh, you look a little busy. What are you doing there? And so what those two did is, in my frantic trying to get everything ready, and I was very behind, and I was worried that I was going to be up till 3 a.m. and never get it done, or I was just going to have to quit and go to bed because I didn't have any other options.
Sure.
My friends went and they grabbed 3 or 4 other people. They grabbed one of my sisters, they grabbed some other FFA members, and they all came and said, okay, you go sit down and eat something because you haven't stopped moving since 7 a.m. We're going to wash your sheep. We're going to come shear sheep together. And they helped me for another 3 hours we spent.
Wow. Well, that is really great. So we do see that. So the whole idea of this is we are kind, we believe, because we are created in God's image. And so somehow we're implanted with kindness because God is kind. Mm-hmm. All right, my story is from Luke chapter 8. So Jesus is, I believe he's traveling Galilee. He's always in Galilee. He's from Galilee. So he's in Galilee hanging out, and the most important person in town, Jairus, he's the synagogue leader, he's a big deal. He comes up and he needs Jesus to go and heal his daughter. Mm-hmm. It's an important errand. It's like something, not that Jesus seems like that important, interested in status or power, but it just makes sense. You go, you get an errand. I mean, you do this, you get a favor. You do a favor for Jairus, do a favor for Jesus. It's such a good idea for Jesus to immediately follow Jairus and do what he can for Jairus' daughter. Mm-hmm. But Jesus being Jesus, he got about halfway there, and this woman, we don't think we have her name, but this woman stops him and he doesn't even say anything, just touches Jesus. It's almost like they bump up against each other in the crowd, although the woman is intentionally trying to touch the hem of his cloak. And Jesus being Jesus, he notices and he turns and he sees her. He stops and he heals the woman, a woman who has no power in the community. She is ritually unclean, mm-hmm. and so she's not part of the synagogue. She's literally untouchable in certain ritual situations. But that's just who Jesus is.
Yeah. He takes this woman who would have been very outcast and other, and I think the context of the crowd matters too, because it would have been very easy for him just not even
of course.
See her.
Yeah, he could just walk on by, he noticed and just, come back to it later maybe, whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. But in that moment where she reaches out and touches his cloak, he stops and turns and he finds her. And like we talked about, he sees her and heals her and says, "Child, you are well, go," and takes that moment to be kind to her. He certainly didn't have to.
It is, and it's back to the idea. It's an act of kindness. Mm-hmm. It is Jesus offering something of himself without getting anything in return.
Yeah.
And that's a heart of kindness. And we are kind because God is kind.
Exactly.
All right, well, thank you, Vicar Maddie. This was fantastic. And it's time for us to stop talking, for you guys to start talking. So have a good conversation about the heroes in your life that point to kindness. All right, perfect.
Lovely.
I think that'll be good.
Thank you.
No, thank you. This should be good.